Hello and welcome to Gendering Geopolitics, my short series where I have quick 10-minute conversations with women around the world who are doing amazing things. My name is Emily Prey, and I'm a senior analyst at the New Lines Institute in Washington, D.C. Today, I'm speaking with Sinam Mohamad, the Syrian Democratic Council Representative to the U.S. Thank you so much for joining me, Sinam.
Thank you so much for having me today. Thank you.
So today we're going to be talking about the unique situation in Northeastern Syria where gender equality underpins politics and governance. The Kurdish political philosophy and movement considers women's oppression as the foundation of all other oppressions in society, and so gender equality and gender parity are implemented across the board in the region. And for context, for any American viewers, here in the US, women are not mentioned in our founding documents. We've never had a female president. And as an American woman, under the law, I am not equal to a man because we have spent 100 years in this country trying to pass the Equal Rights Amendment, which would guarantee legal gender equality for women and men. And so far, we have failed again and again over the course of a century. So what the Kurds and the Arabs and others in Northeastern Syria have accomplished and built is really incredibly unique. What are the challenges of communicating this to the American public and the policymaking community in DC for you?
Yes. First of all, I would like to say hi to everyone who is watching us, and thank you for having me today. Actually, our model of the equal gender in the Northeast Syria, it is not started just in the beginning of the war, Syrian war in 2011. Our ideas of liberating the woman and equal gender started actually in 2005 when we organized the women organization, established the women organization in Syria. And that time it was really a very difficult time during the Syrian regime to work as an organization which is not under the control of the Syrian government. That time forbidden. So we celebrated, I remember the first time in Aleppo district, the Women International Day as a big event as a Kurdish woman all gathering in the streets. At that time, I remember how the regime or the Syrian government police, they attacked us and they didn't want us to celebrate such, event. And many of the women, they were being arrested and tortured and so on. So this is the starting, I can say. But after that, in 2012, we started to have more opportunity to spread our ideas about the equal genders, about the women rights, the women rights as a part of the human rights, actually. We established women houses in the beginning as that supported the victims of the violence on the women or domestic violence on the women. And after that, we have the Women Council in Northeast Syria. And it is now very active as a women council, which has many other women, not only Kurdish women there in this council, but there are many other, like Syriac women, Arab women, and Turkmen, Armenians, many other women in all the region who are living together. Now they are participating in this Women Council. And actually in 2014, we could pass laws guaranteeing the women rights in the administration. The women rights to be 40% participating of the women in all the institution of the administration in Northeast Syria.
So looking at the system of governance where women are involved in every level, how does this seem to be working out so far?
Now, I said we have many challenges for the women. We are facing now. First of all, we have the challenge of the patriarchal mentality. This is one of the issues. We are working on it, educating the women for their right, educating also men about that. It is very important not to work on the part of the women only. We have to work on the part of the other part, which is the men. The patriarchal mentality should understand that this is not the true idea to work on it. This is one of the challenge. Another challenge is the ISIS mentality, or the ISIS threat to the women in the region there. So for that, we could see the women armed forces for like YPJ, the Women Protection Unit, which is a part of the SDF, the Syrian Democratic Forces. They played a very great role in liberating many Yazidi women, actually, from at the hand of ISIS. And even they liberated many other cities in Arab cities, we can say, like Manbij, like Al-Raqqa. It is it was the capital city of the Islamic Caliphate. It has been liberated by the women there from ISIS. So it is a very great issue that the women could liberate region from ISIS. It is another threat. But when it has been liberated, many women, Arab women now in the region, they joined armed forces, and they joined even the administration, the institutions, in the local councils. They are very active there. So we could find now the women in all the religions, of all the religions and all the ethnicities. They participate, they have very high level participation in the institution, whether in politics, whether in social, whether in economic, in all the institutions in the administration of Northeast Syria. So it is started with the Kurdish women as a pioneer, but of course, we are not alone in the region. We have the other people, women living with us who are from Syria, Christians, Yazidis, and Arabs. All together, we will not be strong alone. We have to be strong with all the women. You have to empower all the women in the region, so that like this we are working now. The administration, we have the co-chair system, which is a woman and a man. He is leading the administration. Now we have the autonomous administration of Northeast Syria, led by a man and a woman, an Arab man and a Kurdish woman. And we have also the administration of Al Jazeera region. It is also led by a Syriac woman and a Kurdish man. So in all the institutions, we could find the participation of the women in this institution, whether in the social or economic or politics, or whether in the armed forces also, women, they took their role there in the administration. This is a unique model, really, we are building in this region now. It is not found in any other part in Syria. We built such a model, and we are proud of such a model, that we have a very high representation, participation of the women in all the institutions. And also we are so proud to have the legal protection for the women's rights in the constitution. We have the social contract. The social contract, we have laws there guaranteeing the women's rights in the autonomous administration in all the institutions. 40% participation the women should be in all the institutions, guaranteeing the equal gender, guaranteeing the based on the women's rights. For instance, prevented polygamy, that they have used to have married many women or wives. That's been now stopped. Of course, I'm talking about such model which is really very unique, and it is, better than any other. And we could build such a model that not even any other actor in Syria could do that. If we compare it to the other part of Syria, even in the Syrian regime control area, and the other area which is controlled by the SNA, Syrian National Army, backed by Turkey, you could not find such a model which give the role for the woman to be in a very high position representation as a diplomat, in politics, in social, economic, and even in the armed forces. I think armed forces, everybody noticed that how the Kurdish women and the SDF women, YPJ, could liberated many areas from ISIS. And I think the writer Gail Lemon, she wrote a book, The Daughters of Kobani, which gives a real pictures, a real story of how these women could defeat ISIS in the region.
For you personally, what was it like to be there at the beginning of this genealogy movement of inclusiveness and women's empowerment and gender equality? And how do you sustain something like this, especially in the face of such incredible obstacles, not least of which is Turkey's incursions in the region?
Yes. It is not an easy work. It is not an easy process. We could have a lot of efforts, energy, time, in order to convince the other that you are a human being, you have your rights in this society, to protect your people and to protect yourself, and not waiting for any other men to come and protect you if any threat comes to you as a woman. This is one of the issue. And even we have some academies for the women, educating the women, even the Arab women. When liberated Manbij and Raqqa, the first time that Arab women, they could take their role in the institution, and they were so happy in that. I saw a woman, she's telling, this is the first time in my life to be a president of the council, local council. And she was not, unbelievable that she was so happy. It doesn't happen before. So we could make a change in the society that could accept such model. Now, it is, of course, it takes time. It takes a lot of efforts. Till now we are struggling. We are working on that. Still, we are having a lot of threat. As I said, the threat of Turkey when they invade the region in 2019 in Ras Al and Tel Abyad, and in 2018 in Afrin. For instance, Afrin, by the way, it was an administration, it was led by women that time. But now, after the invasion of Afrin and occupying Afrin city, it is destroyed. Such a model of the equal gender of the women rights there in Afrin has been destroyed now. So no woman could be seen in their local council, maybe one or two women, and the other, all they are men. And if women are there, it is just a show, as a picture showing that she is with us. It is not working like that. Our work, our participation as a woman in our administration, it is very meaningfully. It's very real participation. We have we are in the decision making actually, and this is very important. You can't find that in any other part of Syria. So I think the threat of ISIS is very important because it stopped the women's rights. When ISIS, we saw how could they took the Yazidi women just for entertainment as a sexual slaves, and we did not accept it at all. So the fighting of ISIS it is not a military issue only. It is the issue of fighting the patriarchal mentality that justified the crimes of ISIS. So this is very important to know that really we could have a unique model. Still, we have, as I said, many issues. We have to work on it as a patriarchal mentality, as a patriarchal violence. Just a few days ago, a woman had been killed, an honor, as I say, an honor killing, It is not accepted now. And this family who killed their daughter, she is very young, woman, being killed. All the women organization, women council, they condemned such crimes, and they don't want to say that it is an honor killing and it will go just like that. The one who commit this crime should be, held accountable for his crimes.
I think it's really important what you've mentioned about how important male allies are, because all of this work wouldn't be possible without the men. It's not just the women who need to be doing the work, it's the men as well. And it's not just the Kurds, it's the Arabs and the Yazidis and everyone else who are living in the region. Just in the last minute, one last quick question, because women are such a huge part of so many revolutions around the world. They're really integral to the outcomes, but a common theme is that once the revolution is over, women are put back in the home and men get the leadership positions and everything goes back to the way that it was. So why didn't this happen in Northeastern Syria? What was different about your revolution?
Yes, and this is the issue here, I saw many revolutions. I started in Yemen. I saw many of the Yemeni women. They were at the beginning of the demonstration. They were in the front line, in all the demonstration in Egypt, in all these, revolutions. But what happened after that? Political solution, nothing, no women will be there. The decision for men, and this is not accepted in our law here. We passed law to guarantee participating on the women in all the institutions. This is in the law, in the constitution of our, we call it the social contract, actually. So social contract will guarantee the right of the woman to be a part of the political solution, to be a part of the building the new institution, to be a part of having a society, a new society which built on the equal genders. If we made any revolution without the women participation, without the women role, that will be in vain. So that time will be the patriarchal mentality again will ruling, and the violence against the women will continue. And this is what we refuses. So we believe that we could, or we built a thriving model for the women inclusion and empowerment for the future of Syria and in the Middle East also. We are happy together. As a woman, we are strong together. We will be strong together, not only Kurdish, Arabs, Kurds, Syria, all the women in Syria, and not even in Syria, in all over the world. I think the women, they should be together to fight for their rights and to have the equality, actually. We are the one who paying the prices in the refugees camps. We are the one who paid the prices during the war. The woman is the mother, she lost her husband and lost her son and children. So we are the women who lost all these prices. So we need to get even back whatever we fight for during this year.
You're absolutely right. And I just want to thank you so much for coming on Gendering Geopolitics, Sinam. It's been an absolute privilege speaking with you and learning from you. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. And I would like even to thank everybody who is now watching. And I think it is very important. I would like even to ask if there is any women organization can go and visit the region and see how this system is working in Northeast Syria. Thank you so much.
Truly, a lot of us can learn from the system that you have put in place in Northeastern Syria.
Thank you.